Good morning, guys. Thanks for the opportunity. I've been working on this car for about 3 or 4 years now, so very, very excited to introduce it to you. I'm sure you'll be very impressed with it. It's got great range, great look, great package. So let's get started with it. So the first thing is, why are we electrifying the Soul? Well, we think electrification fits really good with the concept of the car. It's unique, it's cool, it's become a signature vehicle for Kia. It's got a great nimble size that works in urban EV markets in the United States, in Europe, in Asia. And so we have a unique blend of efficiency, utility, and function that we think will find a great unique position in the marketplace. And the cool thing about the car is that the package, the size of the cabin, the sill height, enables the fitment of the battery underneath with minimal intrusion. And this car was developed actually in parallel with the internal combustion Soul, so that the parts that needed to be specific for EV could be easily adapted on the production line and so forth. So in the end, what we have is a roomy EV that's in a really unique position in the marketplace. So let's talk about the marketplace. There's currently 11 EVs in the market. There's a couple more coming in the back half of the year, including the Soul EV and the e-Golf. But we have the Leaf, the Focus, the 500e, and so forth. And to be clear, EV sales are actually up about 29% this year. They're going to go higher next year, and they're targeting considerable volumes in the end of the decade. So, where does the Soul EV fit? Of course, it will be cross-shopped against the Leaf, the 500e, the Focus, the e-Golf, a little bit the Honda Fit EV, but that's going to be discontinued shortly. But again, I think we have a very unique position in the marketplace because of the design, the function, and utility, and a lot of utility and function that these other cars just simply don't have. And we're coming to market with a great, simple, great strategy. There's 2 ways to get the car. You can get the Soul EV. That starts at $33,700. You get a lot of great technology, including the 27 kilowatt-hour battery, a 6.6 onboard charger, CHAdeMO standard DC charging. You get a heat pump-based HVAC system. You get UVO EV services, an 8-inch navigation screen, which is bigger than Leaf and bigger than e-Golf, and you get a rear view camera and heated seats. When you get the Soul EV Plus for $2,000 more at $35,700, and that's what this car is, in addition to all that content, you get leather seats, you get folding side mirrors, you get front mirror park sense, you get cooled and heated front seats, and you get heated rear seats. And we're coming to market with a great 36-month lease at $249 at $1,995 down. Okay, so when we developed the car, we focused on a lot of high energy and high tech areas, including the battery, lots of efficiency technologies, including the HVAC, which we'll talk about in a second, ride comfort and NVH, charging, connectivity, and eco-friendliness inside and out. So we've got a great combination of great technologies and features. We have a great proposition for the EV category. So let's talk about the battery. It's a state-of-the-art 27 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion polymer battery, creates 360 volts, and it's packaged neatly underneath the car. Incidentally, 27 kilowatt hours is the energy equivalent of 0.8 of a gallon of gasoline. So when you think about how far this car will run on that amount of energy, it's truly remarkable. And the story behind this is the energy density in the cell of the battery, which we'll talk about in a second. It's 200 watt hours per kilogram. And Anton, if you're out there, you'll note that I think Tesla's the only competitor that's a little higher than that. Anyways, what it means is that we cram a lot of energy into a small space, thus preserving the interior space of the car and extending the range. Okay, so the materials inside the battery, we're very, very proud of this. We're talking about a nickel, cobalt, manganese cathode, which incidentally is the same material that's used by BMW in the i3 and the same material that's going to be used in the next generation Volt. There's a carbon graphite anode, and both of these materials are bathed in a unique gel electrolyte. And our engineers have oriented the battery for a very stable degradation over time, and this will be a competitive advantage. If you've heard about what's happened to some competitors out there, the promise was X amount of range, and a year later it was considerably less. Our battery is oriented toward warm climates, thermal stability, and also a stable distance to empty, meaning that, well, as I'm driving along, I don't want to see, oh my God, you've got 30 miles. No, no, wait, you got 50 miles. No, no, wait, it's actually closer to 60. So because of the materials, the electrolyte, and the engineering of the battery, it's a much more stable DTE, much more thermally stable. And then finally, we've got a great safety story, meaning that there's an overcharge protection device, there's also a fuse for each voltage sensing line, and there's 5 under-car cross members to support the battery and protect it from intrusion. Okay, so all of this energy drives a state-of-the-art AC synchronous permanent magnet motor. This produces a linear 210 pound-feet of torque and 109 horsepower. And again, that's more than Leaf, more than Focus. And our engineers focused on low NVH and very minimal motor line. And this is important. You'll feel this today or hear this today when you drive the car. On acceleration, you can barely hear the motor whine. And on regen, on deceleration, again, you can barely hear the motor whine. It's a very, very important part of our quietness and refinement strategy. Okay, so a key part of extending the range is minimizing the draw on the battery. Now, HVAC systems have a tendency to draw a lot of energy. So we offer a heat pump as standard, and the heat pump-based HVAC system combines the heating system and the air conditioning system into one circuit, so it's simpler, but it's also a lot more efficient than a traditional EV heater, a PTC heater. It's 27% more efficient. And again, the mindset is trying to maximize range and maximize efficiency. We've got some other technology here too, including a driver-only ventilation system. Well, what is that? That's this little button right here. You push, it's right there on the center stack. And what that does is it shuts off the ventilation to everything else in the car except what comes at the driver. And then we have a technology called air induction control, which tends to match or is intended to match the interior temperature setting to the outside temperature. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, if it's 66 degrees outside and you set the temperature for 66 degrees, it's going to minimize the use of the AC compressor because it's already 66 degrees outside. There's lots and lots of other efficiencies in the car, and I'll talk about a few here. The first is super low rolling resistance tires. Now these tires reduce rolling resistance by another 10% over traditional low rolling resistance tires. Again, helping to maximize range and reduce or improve efficiency. There's aerodynamic improvements. There's a full belly pan under the car from bumper to bumper. And this improves aerodynamics by about 5%. And it improves NVH because what you don't hear is the wind noise under the car that's tumbling and tossing as the car moves through the air. Then we have a third generation regen braking system that helps recover about 12% of the energy in decel. And one of the cool things about the car is you can put it in big D and drive like a normal internal combustion Soul, or you can put it in B mode, which is brake mode, and you can one pedal drive it for your EV enthusiasts out there. It works wonderfully. And then finally, in the center of the gauge cluster is a 3.5-inch OLED screen. And while it reduces energy consumption a little bit, it also provides a crisper, more efficient, cleaner looking presentation compared to a traditional TFT screen. And again, standard DC charging on the car. So what do we get? We get 93 miles of EPA certified range. This is better than Leaf, better than Focus, better than 500e. In fact, it's better than any other EV in the market except for the $70,000 Tesla Model S, and we're very, very proud of that. So we have the same style, but some new twists. And in terms of exterior styling and colors, the car will be offered in 4 exterior colors, including this cool red and black combination. I call it Testarossa. Blue with a white roof, which you've probably already seen, a solid titanium color, and a all-white color. So we have 4 color combinations. Now, what's cool about the car on the outside is it's distinguished not only from the Soul, but from other EVs in the marketplace. It starts with a unique grille up front. The charge port's right in here. You open that. So it's easily accessible, whether you park on the street or in home, or whether you're in Europe or the United States, the port's right there. You can You can charge from your garage, you can charge from the charger right here. It's a perfect location for the charge port. On the outside of the car, you have a unique front fascia. You have a slightly different headlight with a little blue tinge on the inside on the projector beams here and here. This car is a sold EV Plus, so it's got a different fog light up here. Then, on the outside, we have unique 16-inch aerodynamic aluminum alloy wheels that are unique to the car. As we move to the back, you see that there's a unique array of LEDs in the taillights to distinguish the car. There's a unique rear fascia, and there's badging on the car to identify it as eco-electric. So there's a fender grille that says eco-electric and a badge on the tailgate that says eco-electric. Okay, so we worked on the outside of the car, we worked on the battery and the motor. What do we do for the inside? Well, we have the world's best use of bio-based materials, which is really cool. It's a world's first UL environmental validation for bio-based organic compound. That's a mouthful, huh? And what it is literally is using corn and sugar as the basis for polymers and substrates that compose about 10% of the interior parts of the car. The parts are literally made from corn and sugar-based materials. And what we're talking about here is the headliner, the carpet, the center console, the eyepiece, or the instrument panel surface, the A-pillar trim, and most of the cargo area trim. And the reason behind this is, look, we've reduced the carbon footprint of the car significantly by powering it with electricity. We can do more by taking petroleum out of the interior of the car using corn and sugar-based renewable materials on the interior materials. So we're very, very proud of this. Now, another proposition with not only EVs but our car is quietness and safety. And so the structure of the car has a little bit more high strength and ultra high strength steel, so it's a little more rigid. Again, there's 5 undercar cross-car beams that support the battery and add rigidity. There's a smooth belly pan bumper to bumper that reduces NVH and wind noise and helps the car go through the air a little smoother. You have a reinforced B-pillar and lots more insulation throughout. So you'll find when you're driving the car, it's a very refined, quiet driving experience. And we've got a great charging story. We talked about, I think this is the 3rd time now, but we have standard DC charging, which is something that you won't find on the Focus, the 500e, the RAV, the Fit EV, and some other EVs out there. We're very proud of that. And so when you charge the car on DC, it'll charge from empty to 80% in about 33 minutes. And on your 240 volt AC charge, it's about 4 to 4.5 hours. If you plug in the wall at 120, it's about 24 hours. But beyond that, we have an infrastructure investment into our Kia dealers where we're installing 17 DC fast chargers from ABB in all the Kia dealers who will sell the car. We're very, very proud of this. In fact, we're actually increasing the number of DC chargers in California by about 9%. So that's significant. So all of our Kia EV dealers will be fitted with 3 240 volt devices, one in the shop, a couple in parking and customer spaces, one ABB Terra 53 50 kilowatt DC fast charger. A cool thing about that is it's got a CHAdeMO nozzle, which means it can charge this car and a Nissan Leaf. And it can also charge the BMW i3, the Chevy Spark, a BMW i8, an e-Golf, and a variety of other cars that are coming in the future. So we're future-proofed. And when you lease this car or buy this car, you get a Kia Charge-Up card, which is a unique proprietary charging card that gets you access to the dealer's DC charger and some other charging networks which we'll announce in the future. And it's not unlike the Easy Charge card from Nissan with the Leaf and the Charge Now card that you get when you get an i3 from BMW. And beyond this, so if you are a retail consumer and you want to lease or buy a Soul EV, we have 3 charging partners for your home charger, including Bosch, Leviton, and Aerodynamic. We thought this was very important because when we talked to EV customers, they didn't want to be tied to one specific charger brand that was allied with a particular manufacturer. And each one of these companies offers unique strengths and so forth. And AeroVironment is already in 20,000 Leaf owners' garages, so when we want to acquire these customers, our car is already engineered to work with their charger. And then a couple more partners. I mentioned ABB, they're the supplier of the DC charger for the dealers, and Greenlots. Greenlots is the networking partner that will network all of our dealer DC chargers so that the dealers can monitor the charger and that we can monitor the energy use. Okay, so what do we have? We have what we argue is one of the most compelling EV propositions in the marketplace. We have best-in-class range, superb NVH, a really cool combination of efficiency and functionality, standout design, lots and lots of advanced technology to help extend range and minimize energy use. We're very, very proud of this. Oh, and one more thing, we have UVO EV services, which provides a great, simple, intuitive way to monitor energy use. It's right here in the center shop. You can find EV chargers, you can see what your state of charge is, how much range you have left, and a lot of other really cool things.